South Dakota Republican Party made national news. Bob Ellis, you were there when it happened.
Yeah.
Impeachment resolution
Of President Obama.
That's a significant news flash. Tell me a little bit, and our viewers, how that came to the floor, and I understand it was passed with some dissent, but talk about that a little bit, Bob.
Well, I didn't see this one coming, to be honest with you. I wasn't able to sit in on the resolutions committee and the work they were doing. I spent most of my time when I wasn't in my own committee with the platform committee. But when we came down to the assembly and I found the resolutions package on the table, opened it up, flipping through, and I get to number 12, and here's impeachment of President Obama. Well, right away I knew this is going to be a fun one.
Be a hot potato.
And it definitely turned out to be. In fact, I was waiting with bated breath as we got through some of the other ones till we finally got there. There was a considerable amount of discussion whenever it was considered. There were some people that were opposed to it for various reasons. One person said that they felt it was political, which I honestly don't understand that coming from a Republican. But some other people, especially I remember one retired Marine mentioned that when he had enlisted, he made an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. And
against both foreign and domestic
yes,
enemies.
Against both foreign and domestic
Yes.
enemies. And I'm a veteran myself. I swore that same oath many times. And even though I've been out of service for 20 years, I still consider myself bound to that oath. And it was the same for this man. I think there was an Air Force veteran that stood up and said the same thing. In the end, a lot of discussion. I remember the vote was called on a voice vote, which is how most of our votes were done.
But it was close.
It was so close, in fact, that the chairman didn't know how to call it, so we went to a roll call vote, and those that were in favor of it stood at one point, those that were opposed to it stood at another point, so that all the votes could be tallied. And in the end, the vote was still kind of close, but I think Pennington County helped get it over the top.
Well, you know, people are asking, well, what do you think? Do you support the resolution to impeach the president, or do you not? I have to agree that President Barack Obama needs to go.
Yeah.
The challenge that we have is when he's gone, who do we have left? It's Vice President Biden.
Yeah.
And so I believe that we need to go a step further than this resolution. We need to replace Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Harry Reid. We need to remove that team, and the only way to do that, Bob, you and I would probably agree, is to send men and women to the halls of Congress who will vote principle rather than politics.
Right, and not just ones that have the letter after their name that we like, but ones that are really going to go out in front and take a stand, that are going to show some leadership. I mean, anybody can lick their finger and hold it up in the wind to see which way the perception of the popular winds are blowing. That's not leadership, that's following. That's following the herd and following the crowd. We need people who know what's right, who are committed to what's right, and who will stand up and say, I'm going for what's right, will you follow me?
Yes, and we need men and women who will stand up and say, I know it's not right to leave our government, our destiny, and the future of our children in the hands of Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Harry Reid.
No, it's not. You know, I look at this list of items that call for the impeachment of President Obama. It has several whereases, about 6 or 7 of those. Actually, this list could be much longer. In fact, I've read one list of impeachable offenses that go up to about 60-something, I think.
Give our viewers a rundown of the offenses listed in this resolution.
Okay, just briefly, the first one mentioned is that the President has taken an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and protect it from all enemies, foreign and domestic, whereas he has violated his oath in numerous ways, the latest of which being the release of 5 terrorists in exchange for a soldier without consulting Congress as required by law. President has willfully and wantonly lied to the American people about Obamacare, and we know that to be a fact now.
Period.
That Obamacare is in action, or whatever
Yes.
passes for action. EPA regulations are mentioned, the usurpation of Congress's authority. abused his executive privilege, usurping his authority, as decided by numerous federal courts. There have been a number of federal court cases that have basically slapped our president on the hand for his overreach and his usurpation. Constitution and Declaration of Independence very clear on the authority of the president and the federal government. America was designed as lex rex, or the law is king, rather than the king is law, or rex lex. It is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And then it is resolved that the South Dakota Republican Party calls on our U.S. representatives to initiate impeachment proceedings against the President of the United States.
So that's pretty specific. I guess we're saying the Republican Party has issued a formal request to Senator John Thune and Representative Kristi Noem to initiate this process.
And from what I'm hearing now, other states may come alongside us and ask for the same call for their federal representatives.
The people in South Dakota are speaking. We just have to wonder, is anybody listening?